Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 3 in Science 214. We've had a very good start to our term. You've chosen some great topics to be researching through this term. We've had good discussions. So let's see what we've got going on this week. All right, the science behind what we're doing this week. Oh, geez, sorry. The science that we have for this week, you will read all about this in your learning module. You don't have to go to outside sources for this. Information gaps. There will always be information gaps. Gaps in our understanding about different topics because research can only progress so far in science. So there will always be information gaps. And sometimes there's a great outcry for more information, like when we had the COVID pandemic. People wanted to know more, but the science could only progress as fast as it could. So there are information gaps that surround different topics that have to do with science. And we have to realize this and address this. It's important for science to be able to communicate to the general public. And so if you're a scientist, you have to figure out how to explain things to your audience, to the general public in ways that they can understand, because they aren't specialists in this particular topic like you are. So you have to figure this out. And this is a really important thing for scientists to be able to do. Sometimes we have help. And sometimes we just need to learn how to do it ourselves. There's a lot of misinformation out there about a lot of topics because people these days especially have tons of opinions about everything. And a lot of the time they have opinions about things that they know nothing about. Nothing. Which is pretty scary because you need to have the information before you make decisions. I can't stress that enough. That's so terribly important. So there's misinformation out there. There's hysteria. People jump into conclusions. People forming opinions when they shouldn't because they don't have enough information. And so they become fearful, which everybody can understand, right? The COVID pandemic was a perfect example of this because people were afraid. We weren't even sure how it was transmitted in the beginning. And we sure didn't know how to prevent transmission. Conflict. This causes conflict when people are fearful. People, knock heads because they have their opinion and they want theirs heard and forget about yours. And of course, that's not right either. We have to listen to all sides of every particular topic and to follow the science. I can't emphasize that one enough. You're going to need to find credible, reliable, scientific information in order to back up what you think and what you say and how you deal with issues. And we always need to limit biases. We've already been talking about biases. And so a bias is a way that you look at the world based on your past experience. But you have to realize this colors your thinking. This colors the way that you're looking at something, and you have to remove that if you're going to do science. All right, this week you have discussion board postings. This is your main grade this week, though you do have a quiz. So your discussion board postings, choose a topic where there are information gaps. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is easy enough to find. GMOs, perfect example. Everybody's against GMOs. Everybody eats GMOs absolutely every day. Absolutely every day. If you don't plant every crop that you eat and slaughter your own animals that have come from heritage type farms, then you are eating GMOs. So anyway, that's one where there are information gaps. Vaccines. So many people are against vaccines. I'm doing some traveling later in August, and on Thursday of last week, I had to get 4. My left arm is still sore because I got 3 in that arm and 1 in the right arm. But I am determined to be protected against diseases that I will come in contact with in this other country. Space exploration, why we should do it. Oh my goodness. That's in the news lately, isn't it? With those women. I don't even know who they were. Those women who went up into space for 11 minutes or whatever it was. So anyway, space exploration, why we should do it, how expensive is it, what's the purpose of it. Oh yeah, just on and on and on. Offshore drilling, wow, shouldn't we by now be moving away from fossil fuels? I thought I would see this before this day, but no, that's how powerful the oil and gas industry is. Hate to tell you, but that's true. Because they make so much money. Yeah. So anyway, and you can think of other ones. You can think of other issues where there are information gaps. Describe the difference between what the science says and what the public thinks they know, right? Or what is believed by the public. Well, that's even better. How can the media and journalists portray this issue and cover the gaps, or at least help influence people by giving them the information instead of just spewing opinions? That's what drives me crazy these days. Back up what you're saying with information, with data, with statistics. That's what you need to do. All right, so that's your initial post. Then your 2 response posts. Of course, you're going to read what your classmate has written, and you're going to respond to that. How does the information gap impact decision makings in your communities about this particular topic? What are the types of bias that might occur because of this topic? And how can engaging citizen science help to bridge this gap? Remember that citizen science is where normal old human beings who are not scientists engage in the scientific process in order to effect change in some way. This means educating yourself. This means participating in research. This means helping scientists. How can citizen science help to bridge this gap? Terribly important. So that's going to be in your 2 response posts. Your initial post is due by Thursday. Your 2 response posts are due by Sunday night. Then, this week is a little bit different because you don't have any writing that you need to do. You are going to take a quiz. It's built into the course. I do not grade it. It's automatically graded. And what you need to do first is you have a reading, bias and research. So read that first. Okay? And then take your quiz. You have 2 attempts. And the highest grade is the one that gets recorded in the grade book. You have 2 attempts. Now, if you take the first attempt and you miss a question or 2, read the feedback, because that will help you correctly answer it the second time you take it. And so the second time you take it, you should make 100%, right? Because you get 2 attempts. And don't neglect to take that second attempt if you have missed anything. Just be sure and read the feedback, all right? So you're taking a quiz on biases in research. And with that being said, I hope that you have a wonderful week number 3 this week. If you're coming across any issues, if you're having any trouble, if you're having trouble getting your work turned in, whatever it is, please do let me know. m.sigmon@snhu.edu. I don't have a capital S in my email address, but anyway, m.sigmon@snhu.edu. I will be glad to help you. I'll be glad to explain anything. All right, I hope that you have a wonderful week number 3.